All right, here we go. This is round one of the women's doubles bracket. The point scored there by that near side team. This is the 4 and 5 seeds. On this near side here, it's Lauren Kalenic and Jenna Potts. And they just got their second point. It's 2-0 in this first set. Natalie Carr and Isabel Hoppe on the other side. Serve over there by Kalenic. Couldn't get it out in that corner, though, so possession will change for the first time in this game. Carr sends it over and gets an ace. 2-1 is the score. Still in the lead is Kalenic and Potts. Ball served too far out of bounds into that corner. And now possession will change. 2-1 is the score. It's Kalenic and Potts in the lead, and Potts going to serve now. Set there, and spike. Hoppe with the point. That's Isabel Hoppe getting that kill. Score still 2-1. You must be the serving team to get a point in these games. Serve up there from Hoppe. Bump, set, and spike there. Well done, a kill by Lauren Kalenic. Still 2-1, and serve possession will change. Kalenic to serve. Jenna Potts and Lauren Kalenic, the 5 seed, coming into this bracket playing the 4 seed. That one's sent over. And Hoppe gets the kill there. Possession will change again. So these two teams close in the standings. The women's tournament has fallen a bit behind. The women's bracket, I should say, has fallen a bit behind. So this game was scheduled for 1 o'clock on the website, but being played here at 5. That one tipped off, goes out of bounds, and possession will change once again. Kalenic and Potts get it. And now Potts will serve it over. Bump. Set there, and Hoppe with the spike, but it goes into the net, no good, and that'll give a point to Kalenic and Potts. Now the score is 3-1. And Potts will serve it again. Bump. Set. Carr gets ready to spike it. It's tipped. Saved well. Set up there. And goes over the net. 1 and 2. Attempted kill. It's hit up in the air. Saved well. And hit over the net again. A great rally going on here. Bump, set. Carr with a spike, and it's in. Or correction, that was Hoppe. With the spike, stayed in. And possession will go over to Hoppe and Carr. The number 4 seed in this tournament. Ooh, that one stayed in. Kalenic said out just before it stayed inbounds. It hit that corner. And with that point, the two teams will switch. Scores 3-2. Right now in favor of Kalenic and Potts. And hit over there. Hoppe with the serve, and it goes awry. Potts couldn't handle it. And that'll tie the score up now. It's 3-3. Hoppe ready, serves it over. Bump by Kalenic. Set by Potts, high in the air. Be a high send over. Carr, Hoppe, Carr with the kill. She got it. That'll make it a 4-3 game. Hoppe and Carr with the lead. Winner of this goes on to play the winner of the 1-8 seed game between McMaster and Perry as the 1 seed and Edwards and Mullahan as the 8 seed. Hoppy with the serve. Bump. Set by Potts. Here comes Kalenic with the spike. Tipped by Carr and goes out of bounds. Could not be handled successfully, so possession will change. You must serve to get the point. You're watching BPTV. This is coverage of the Pittsburgh Grass Volleyball Tournament for 2024. We're covering men's and women's doubles today through the playoffs and into the championship games. Bump. Set. Carr gets ready to hit it over, but it was blocked well by Potts, and it lands on the Hoppy Carr side of the court. And since they served, they'll get a point. Tie set. It's 4-4, and Kalenic gets ready to serve again. There it goes, over the net. Bump. Set. Spike, and a successful kill there by Carr. Natalie Carr gets her pair of the point there. Tomorrow will be more open games. These are the games that are doubles today in this volleyball tournament. Bump there, and a hit over and a kill right there on the second hit by Potts. And they'll get possession back. But doubles mostly today. BPTV here will be covering the pro games mostly, the pro brackets for the men's and women's tournaments. And then tomorrow it'll be more open 4-team matches and co-ed. That one hit over there. Carr gets the kill, and possession will switch back over. But doubles all day today. This is the first set of the first round of the doubles women's bracket. It's Lauren Kalenic and Jenna Potts, the number 5 seed, playing Natalie Carr and Isabel Hoppy, 4 seed. That one hit over. Kalenic and Potts get the kill right now. Kalenic and Potts, they're on the far side. On the near side here, that's Natalie Carr and Isabella Hoppy. It's Kalenic to serve. And the winner will go on to play the number 1 seed and number 8 seed game winner. Bump, set, spike, and it lands. Kill there for Natalie Carr. This game been going back and forth throughout, and right now it's a tie game, 4-4.
This sucks, but we got to keep things moving, guys. You got to do 1 to 11 rally. Make it happen and let me know who wins.
Natalie Carr ready to serve. For her team. There it goes, over. And Kalenic couldn't handle it. Hits the ground on the serve, and that makes it 5-4 now. Natalie Carr with the serve gets the point. She'll do it again. Goes over quickly. Bump. Set. And Kalenic gets it. Goes over the net. And kill there. Possession will change. Temperatures should be cooling off in the next couple hours, but still in the mid-80s around the Pittsburgh area. A hot day, but a beautiful day at that for grass volleyball games. Bump. Set. Carr with the spike and gets it. Oh, more of a spike. It was more of just a firm hit over, but she found some land inbounds. And it will change again. Possession will change again. Hoppy gets ready to serve. Quick discussion by the opposition, and they'll get ready to go again. Hoppy jumps. There it is. Bump. Set. Spike, and it sends. It's sent over the net, excuse me, and it hits just inside on that sideline on the far side there. So possession will change back again. It's 5-4 right now. Hoppy and Carr have the lead, but it's a close one. Sent over by Kalenic. And it's too far, so possession will change once again. You got to serve to get a point. Makes these games a little bit more challenging. Here's Natalie Carr now. Served over and too far over, and possession will change once again. Seen that with a few of these games where possession will just go back and forth. These teams can't maintain consistent rallies, but you also got some of the best of the best here, so may happen. Sent over.
Deep serve.
Potts served it over, but it's a little bit too far. Carr thought about playing it for a second, then did not. Let it go out of bounds. And once again, possession changes. Here's Hoppy ready to serve it. And there it goes over the net. Kalenic.
We have a little time.
Potts. Kalenic will get it over. Dug out.
Transition opportunity.
Bump, set, and hit over by Hoppy, and it finds real estate inbounds.
We will do
6-4 is the score now.
for that men's open play-in.
Hoppy and Carr got the point, and with that point,
We'll do old
teams will switch.
7. That's going to be a 6-4 switch here on set court this first round matchup. Make that one happen quick, guys, please.
Here comes Hoppy with the serve, and it hits off the arms of Kalenic. She couldn't handle it, goes out of bounds. And another point awarded to Hoppy and Carr. We're now up 7-4 in this first set.
Runner-up last year, women's open.
Natalie Carr, Isabel Hoppy, the 4 seed in this tournament.
Hoppy goes to
Lauren Kalenic, Jenna Potts, the 5 seed. Hit over there, and that ball lands inbounds.
fingertips. Kalenic there.
So Lauren Kalenic will get her team possession back. Still 7-4. Kalenic and Potts trailing. Kalenic will serve. Her pair down by 3 points in this first set. That one hit over. Bump.
Deep serve finds the
Set.
Hoppy.
And Hoppy will try to spike it. It's blocked, though, well by Potts. They'll try again. Sent over by Hoppy, and that one lands.
Drive back to the line, wrist away.
And possession will change. Natalie Carr gets it. She'll serve it over. Kalenic.
Tight pass.
And it was well around the net there. It was tipped by both teams. And Isabel Hoppy. I mixed up a couple of those names. Hold on. That was Jenna Potts over there. Well done. Tipped it over the net. Got her team possession back. Now Potts
Potts goes to Carr.
gets it over.
Good system.
Spike, and that's a kill.
Why not?
Natalie Carr with the kill there.
Cuts it back to the line again.
And possession keeps going back and forth.
Why don't you call line once, Hoppy?
Serve coming from Isabella Hoppy now.
Tough serve gets him in trouble.
Potts plays it well. Kalenic sends it over, but spikes it right into the net. Oh, man.
Kalenic finds the net.
That's 2 consecutive winning rollies for Carr and Hoppy, so that'll give them another point. It's 8-4 now. They've doubled
Hoppy switches it up.
the score of Kalenic
Potts here.
and Potts.
Tries to roll it.
That one goes into the net as well. Now it's 9-4. Carr and Hoppy winning this first set. Carr and Hoppy on the far side. Right now, these two
Carr up 9.
teams, all teams in this tournament, they switch
First round playoff.
after every 3 to 5 points at their own discretion. They take a break in that time as well. Kalenic plays the serve, but it goes out of bounds, and that's 3 consecutive points now for Carr and Hoppy. We're now up 10-4 in this first set. Hoppy with the serve. Kalenic digs it out. Set by Potts. Kalenic with the spike.
Hoppy's there.
Played by Hoppy. Up to Carr to Hoppy again, and that one lands, and it stayed on the opposition side.
At 11-4.
Another point for Carr and Hoppy, their 3rd consecutive. It's now 11-4. They've taken a commanding lead, a 7-point lead.
Potts, little breather at the switch.
And they'll take a timeout here up by 7 points in this first set. This is the first round of women's doubles on the pro side of the tournament, or in the pro bracket. Kalenic and Potts, Carr and Hoppy, those are the 2 teams playing now. The winner will go on to play the winner of McMaster and Perry, the number 1 seed, and then Edwards and Mullahan, the number 8 seed. So these 2 teams square in the middle of the seeding. On the other side of the bracket, it's DeGeorge and Green, the number 3 seed, playing Catalano and Vogan. And the winner of that match will go on to play the winner of Devine and Labarski and Eicher and Hansen. This is the heavier seeded side of the bracket with the number 1 seed in it. This is playoffs now. The Pittsburgh Grass Volleyball, one of the biggest volleyball tournaments in Western Pennsylvania. About 700 players altogether throughout the tournament. There's about 40 games, 40 nets set up at one point, all throughout the South Park Fairgrounds. So any game could be going on at any time, on any point. We've got the opportunity to have the best court right now. This is the main court. Bump set, Kalenic with the spike and gets it. Finds the corner out there on the far side. And so that will end the rally, the 3 consecutive points rally of Hoppe and Carr. We'll go back to the other side. It's Kalenic and Potts now with control, but they're down by 7. Kalenic will serve. Goes over. Bit of confusion there, but recovered well, and it looks like Hoppe's going to send it over. Blocked by Potts, or an attempted block at least. It didn't go back over the net. It fell on her own side, and now possession will switch there. Hoppe and Carr will get to serve it again. They quickly discuss some strategy as Carr goes to get the ball, and Natalie Carr will be the one to serve. There it goes over. Kalenic with the dig out. Potts sends it over and gets some open space inbounds. And possession will change again. The scoreboard says 11-5 now. Kalenic and Potts have 5. Or is actually a miscue by the score operators. Score still 11-4, so disregard what I just said. That serve by Potts goes out of bounds. And Hoppe and Carr will get it back. They're leading by 7 in this first set. Isabel Hoppe softly sends it over. Kalenic, Jenna Potts, Kalenic, and she gets the kill. Lauren Kalenic with the kill. Score still 11-4, but they get the serve back. Trailing by 7. Lauren Kalenic ready to serve it after she gets it out of the corner. Their team down by 7 points. This is round 1 of the women's doubles bracket in the pro division. So you get to see the best of the best teams playing in this tournament on BPTV this Saturday and tomorrow on Sunday. So that one goes out of bounds. So another change of possession. Natalie Carr gets it over on the serve. Kalenic. Potts just in desperation tries to get it over, but it goes out of bounds. But couldn't keep it in bounds, so that will make the score now 12-4. Carr and Hoppe are in a commanding lead right now, and they get another point as that one wasn't handled on the other side. But it looked like the serve actually hit the top of the net. So they stop playing. That means change of possession happens. And now it's Potts on the serve. Potts got it over, and now a volley there is successful by Carr and Hoppe. That one not handled by Kalenic and Potts. So possession changes again. Isabel Hoppe to serve. There it is. Bump by Kalenic, but it wasn't a good bump, not a good setup. Potts couldn't reach it, and another point scored by Hoppe and Carr, who have a 9-point lead in this first set. First round of the bracket for women's doubles. Hoppe serves it over, but too far, a little bit too strong on that serve, so possession changes to the other side. And it's Lauren Kalenic ready to serve it over. Hits the top of the net. It's got to go over cleanly, that serve. A losing serve. Possession changes, and it goes back to Hoppe and Carr. Natalie Carr ready. She serves it over. Kalenic, Potts, just a soft touch, gets it over. And Carr wasn't able to get it over there. It went over the head of Hoppe, and possession changes yet again. 9-point set right now. First set of this match. Jenna Potts to serve from the middle. Bump. Set. Carr spikes, but a block by Kalenic. And that's their first point in a little while. 13-5 is the score after that successful block over. Still a commanding lead for Carr and Hoppy, but first point in a while scored by Kalenic and Potts. Potts will get ready to serve it again. And now a quick strategy being discussed here by Kalenic and Potts, those two teammates. Potts serves, Carr, Hoppy. Carr with the send over, dug out by Potts. Kalenic, but oh, look at that, right around the middle of the net. Potts didn't go up for it, and Hoppy made it a guarantee, reached over and sent it down into the ground. Possession changes.
Going back to serve up 13-5.
Isabel Hoppy will serve it down from the middle. Back deep, runs up, and gets it over. Bump, set, and a firm hit over. Not too hard, not quite a spike, but it stays inbounds, and possession will change over on Kalenic's hit over there. Gets the kill. Still 13-5 in favor of Carr and Hoppy. Kalenic, who's serving it now, her team is down by 8. Hoppy, Carr, and Hoppy avoids the block of Potts and sends it over for a successful kill. And still 13-5. There's Isabel Carr in the corner ready to serve it for her pair. This is women's double. This is the tournament. That one is over, and that one will be inbounds in that corner on the near side. And another point for Carr and Hoppy. It's 14-5. They've got a 9-point lead in this first set. And Carr gets ready again to serve. Her team up by 9. Serve over, Kalenic to Potts. Kalenic tries for the kill. It's bumped up there by Carr to Hoppy. Carr with the spike, and Carr with the kill. Carr and Hoppy first to 15, and they win set number 1, 15-5, the final score of this first set. And they're only playing one, so it's a one-set match. That'll do it. Game over, 15-5, the final score. Isabel Carr, excuse me. No, I got them mixed up. Natalie Carr and Isabel Hoppy win this first set, win the match because it's only one set, and they'll move on to play the winner of McMastery and Perry. It looks like that was actually just posted as well. McMastery and Perry won 15-2 in their game, so Carr and Hoppy will advance to play the number 1 seed. It'll be the number 1 seed playing the number 4 seed in the bracket. That's the next game that'll be going on in the tournament. All right, we're starting the semifinals of the women's doubles bracket, the pro division.
$100 prize for first place.
It is the number 3 seed playing the number 7 seed, Emily DeGeorge and Hannah Green. They're on the far side, and they're going to play Denise Devine and Lauren Labarsky. They're on the near side, number 7 seed, lower seed. And this is the semifinals. Winner goes on to the finals in the women's double bracket of the pro division. The men's divisions are a little bit behind. Some of the women's ones are as well, but this bracket is progressing rather quickly. And a quick serve there goes into the net. That was DeGeorge. And so possession will change. Now here's Devine, who sends it up, bumps, set, and a hit over, finds some clear real estate. That was Green there on the kill. And still no score. You must serve to get a point. And these playoff matches, it's just one set per match, and it's a set to 15. There's serve there, and Devine couldn't field it. No good. Be an ace serve. And a 1-0 lead now for DeGeorge and Green. DeGeorge and Green, they're the higher seed of this game. They come in as the 3 seed. Dig out there, set by Devine, and a hit over by Lebarski. It looked like it was blocked there. Or, excuse me, not blocked. No, that was a point. Scored by Devine and Lebarski. So they will get possession back. And right now it's Lebarski ready to serve, and she hits the net. No good. Not a good serve. That'll change possession immediately again. Score still 1-0. DeGeorge and Green in the lead. Hit up there by Lebarski. Devine tried to set it back up, but it went awry. Went into the net. No good. Landed on her own side, and that'll give DeGeorge and Green a point. It is now 2-0. Bump by Lebarski, set by Devine, and the kill attempt is successful right in the middle of the court. And possession will just change on that winning volley. Still 2-0. So DeGeorge and Green got here by beating the number 6 seed Catalano and Vogan 15-6. Devine and Lebarski, the number 7 seed, upset the number 2 seed Eichner and Hansen 15-6 in the first round. Bump, set. Here's Green, or excuse me, it was DeGeorge with the spike and the kill. So possession will immediately change back. And it's going to be Green who serves now. Hannah Green from the middle on the back line. Bump, set, and a soft hit over attempt by Lebarski, but a jumping block by Green sends it back over. It lands on the opposite side, and that'll give Green and DeGeorge another point. They're up 3-0 now. First to 15, and it's a 1-set match. Send over, bump, Devine sets. Lebarski tries to spike, but another block by Green. 2 consecutive points there now, and it's 4-0.
4-0 here early in this semifinal match.
Green will serve it again. Bump by Devine, set by Lebarski. Devine with a spike and a kill. And the small streak ended by Green and DeGeorge. Lebarski goes back to the line and gets ready to serve. Lebarski sends it over. Bump. Set. Spike and a kill off the knees of Lebarski. And a kill there by DeGeorge. And they get possession back. They've got a 4-0 lead right now. Emily DeGeorge, Hannah Green on the far side right now. The number 3 seed playing the number 7 seed in Devine and Lebarski. Bump by Lebarski. Devine by the net, set, spike, and a block once again by Hannah Green. Hannah Green with another block and a point for them. Again, it's 5-0. So the higher seed right now winning, and they switch sides. The higher seed leading by 5 right now. It's a shutout. Serve coming from DeGeorge. Bump by Devine, set by Lebarski. Devine, a soft tip over and a kill. Well done there, and they're going to get possession back. You must serve to get a point in these games. Lebarski and Devine have yet to score in this match. In the playoffs, it's a 1-set match to 15. Bump. Set up there by Green, and DeGeorge tried to spike it, couldn't get it though. That'll get hit into the net and land. That'll give Lebarski and Devine their first points of the game. 5-1's the score. Game to 15. Devine with a serve. Bump. Set up by Green. DeGeorge comes with a spike and a kill. And they'll get possession back. You got to serve to score. So that winning rally there gets them possession back.
Men's A
They're up by 4.
bracket has been posted. Men's A is posted.
Hit over there by Green. Bump.
Serve on
Set. Nice serve over there by Devine, keeping that one alive. And, well, a stoppage in play because the ball came onto their court. And that's the only problem when you have 40 courts at one time.
going as soon as that
You lose a little bit of
moment, so
you lose those plays whenever a ball goes on another court. Green hits it over there, bump,
serve goes to
set,
Devine.
and a hit over.
High over
Hit by one hand there, and a nice play over. Nice to save that by Green. Saves an awry hit, and a hit into the net by Devine.
finds the tape.
Gives to George and Green a point. Another one, they're up 5 points. It is 6-1.
Have already mixed up the name of it 4 times.
Green's going to serve it now from the middle of the back line. Sun beginning to set here. Temperature is still around 84 degrees, though, in the greater Pittsburgh area. We're in South Park at the South Park Fairgrounds, and that one hits the ground immediately, just a little bit long. And so possession will change. Now Lebarski and Devine.
Varsity going back to serve.
They're going to serve. It's Lebarski is the one who's going to serve. These two on the far side right now, the lower seed in this one. It's a semifinal. That one too long. Lebarski with a long serve out of bounds, and possession will change back again. Green and DeGeorge up 6-1 over Lebarski and Devine in the semifinals of the doubles women's bracket. Devine, Lebarski, Devine, nice soft serve over the net, and it lands inbounds. Possession will change once again. You have to serve to get the point, so Lebarski and Devine will have that opportunity now. They get possession back. This is the semifinal bracket. The winner will go on to play the winner of McMaster, Perry, and Carr Hoppy. Carr Hoppy's the game we just saw. The game before, they beat Kalenic and Potts 15-6. Bump, set, and tip over there by Lebarski. DeGeorge and Green got a little too close to the net, and the ball was just softly bumped over their heads. And that'll be the second point scored in this match by Devine and Lebarski. They're down 6-2 in this first and only set of this match. It's a match to 15. Devine ready, serves it from the back line, no running start. Bump, set, over the net. There's Devine, set, and Devine with the attempted kill, a soft one, but it's a kill indeed. Second consecutive point for Devine and Lebarski, and they've cut the lead in half now at 6-3. Game to 15, of course, in volleyball, no clock. There's Devine. Bump, set by Green, and a spike there. Hit off the hands of Lebarski and then landed on the ground. That'll go down as
Remember, if you win or get second,
a kill.
prizes, and we want to take your picture. I think women's double B just finished, so
So DeGeorge and Green will serve it again. The winner of this will go on to play the winner of McMaster, Perry, Carr, and Hoppy. And that has the number 1 seed in it. McMaster and Perry are the number 1 seed. Number 4 seed is Carr and Hoppy. That one too far out of bounds, and possession will go back to Lebarski and Devine. Eicher and Hanson were the number 2 seed, and they lost to Devine and Lebarski 15-6 in the first round. So that's the only upset that's happened so far. The other 3 games were won by the higher seed. Bump. Set by Green, and a spike attempt by DeGeorge successful. And that kill is successful. They'll get possession back. So this game is for an opportunity to go to the championship in the women's doubles bracket on the Pro Division. You get to watch these playoff rounds on BPTV, Bethel Park Public Access Television. Linda Kroll here now on camera for us. Nice to have her around. Attempted block there. It looks like a bit of a premature jump by Green. And ball went over the net. Score still sticks to 3. The possession changes back to Lebarski and Devine, and it's Devine who's going to serve it. Bump, set, and Green with a soft hit over, stays in bounds, and the kill recorded. Possession changes once again to DeGeorge and Green. They're still up 6-3 over Lebarski and Devine. Emily DeGeorge, Hannah Green on this near side right now, the higher seed, 3 seed in this tournament, in this bracket. Denise Devine, Lauren Lebarski on the far side right now. They're the 7 seed. All these teams went through a number of pool play games to earn seeds in the championship bracket, and these two are in the semifinals right now. Attempted dig out there initially by DeGeorge. Couldn't dig it out, though. It'll be a kill by Lebarski, and they'll get possession back again. It's been a teeter-totter of possession here. You got to be the serving team on a winning volley to get the point. So far we've just had a change of hands in possession. No points have been scored in the last few minutes. Set up, spike, and a one-handed attempt at a dig. But it dropped, and so possession will change yet again. Here's Emily DeGeorge from this near corner. One-handed hit up, bump. Lebarski to Devine, and Lebarski will go for the kill, but she spiked it into the net, which will award DeGeorge and Green 1 point. They tack on another. It's 7-3, a 4-point game that DeGeorge and Green are leading as the higher seed. One set in this match to 15 points. Winner goes on to the championship match in the women's doubles tournament bracket. This is the championship bracket right now. Winner stays, loser is finished for at least the doubles tournament. All these players, too, may come back tomorrow to play in the co-ed 4-on-4 versions of these games. Right now, this is just doubles. So they switch sides. DeGeorge with the serve hit the net. Can't hit the net on a serve. It's got to go over cleanly. If not, it's a dead ball, dead play. And possession changes, which it does here. So now it's going to be Devine with it from the middle of the court on that end line. Bump. Set. And spike. Bump. Set up there over the net by Lebarski. Bump. Set. And good rally there for just a second, but Lebarski couldn't handle it. Neither could Devine. It goes out of bounds, and possession changes again.
Typically, when your two defenders taking up not the same square of court.
Bump, set. Spike, but a block there. Well done by Green. Still 7-3 with possession changing. Green will serve. And that hits. That's inbounds. Another point awarded there to Green and DeGeorge. It's 8-3.
That ball lands in for an ace. Makes it 9-3.
Excuse me, it's 9-3 now.
Green earning the last 2 points with a block and an ace for her team. Tough serve in the seam.
Lebarski couldn't handle that one, and now it's starting to crumble. Double digits for Green and DeGeorge. 10-3 is the score. Game to 15. Bump there. Lebarski couldn't handle it. A little bit too low. Third consecutive point. Or rather, excuse me, fourth consecutive point for DeGeorge and Green. It's now 11-3.
Extends their lead to 11-3 here in this women's semifinal. We got a timeout here.
And a timeout now. They're all going to take a break. The higher seed of this one, the number 3 seed, DeGeorge and Green, leading 11-3 over Lebarski and Devine. Take a quick break. We'll come right back. There's a timeout there, and we're back now.
Team up 11-3 in this semifinal.
Serve there by Green.
Little side
Divine with a set.
Timeout here for
Lebarski with a soft hit and a kill.
Big shot into the ankle there.
So Lebarski and Divine get the ball back, get possession back.
Playoff bracket for open. Again, 1 to 11 based off of time here, guys, and then we can decide semis and finals something different if we want to. But 1 to 11 looks
Bump.
like first and second
Set.
seeds get a bye.
Spike there and a kill
Let's get those kills
by
on the
DeGeorge.
angle.
They get possession back.
The side out. Okay, Bear Fruit smoothies. Michelle said they have enough for 15 to 20 more smoothies, and then they're heading out. So get them while you can,
Another possession switch there. Lebarski
so that they can get out of here.
Divine serves. Bump. Set by Green and blocked by Lebarski. Well done, though, by Green and DeGeorge to pick it back up and hit off the net, though. That was a great play all around. Nice try. Lebarski and Divine get the winning kill there, though. Now it's 11-4. They still trail in this match. And now they'll switch sides and try again.
Divine
Bump.
goes to
Set.
George, punched over by
It's over.
Green.
And a hit over there. Divine going to have to play it, hit it over.
At the core.
And, oh, not handled well by Green. Goes out of bounds. And another point
Makes it 6-11.
for Divine and Lebarski. It's 11-5.
As Lebarski and Divine try to climb back here in this semifinal. We're going to 15 here.
One set to 15. There's a serve by Divine. Bump.
Green
Set. And a hit over.
9 for the side.
And a successful kill there by Green. And so they get possession back. Green to serve for this pair. Serve over there. Divine plays it, but it goes awry a bit. Nice one-handed punch by Lebarski. At least nice attempt there, but it goes out of bounds. So now it's 12-5. Green and DeGeorge 3 points away from going to the women's doubles final.
Extends lead to 12-5. Green's slow serve. Good effect.
Serve over there right into the net.
Finds the net.
So Green, unsuccessful serve there. Possession will change. They're still up by 7. Into the net there by Lebarski.
The favor finding the net.
And so possession will change
All playoffs in all divisions,
quickly again.
including men's open, need to get going here. If you're not going in playoffs, please get moving. George draws.
DeGeorge
What a float serve.
with a nice serve there.
Go right out.
Fell short. Lebarski couldn't play it, and another point scored there
They are now just 2 points away.
by DeGeorge and Green. They're the higher seed in this match. They got 2 points away from going to the semifinal, or excuse me, for going to the finals, for winning the semifinals. And Divine there prevents that for just a little longer. Nice soft hit over the net. Gives them possession back. Bump. Set up.
Goes to DeGeorge.
And a
Rolls it to
kill by DeGeorge. They get possession back. Now here comes Green.
Green.
Bump there.
Divine chase.
Set up.
Lebarski with the spinning
Spike. Well done.
Divine dumps it.
Looked disappointed though, like she missed it. Looks like. No, they won that volley. Now it's Lebarski who's going to serve. It's an 8-point game, and DeGeorge and Green are 2 points away from going to the finals. Spike, and that's inbounds. Well done by DeGeorge. They'll get possession back. Got to be the serving team to get possession. Excuse me, you got to win the. You have to win the volley as the serving team to get a point. So points are a little bit hard to come by. Got to win 2 consecutive volleys at least to get 1 point. Softed over there by Lebarski, hits that far corner. So still 13-5. Lebarski and Devine will get another serve. They've been creating a buffer. They're still down by 8 points. Devine with the serve over. Bump by DeGeorge. Set by Green. Spike by DeGeorge, and that's a successful kill. And possession will change again. You'll see that a lot in these matches, just back and forth. Possession sometimes takes a little while to get teams to score points. And DeGeorge and Green are up by 8. They've created a distance. Now they just have to finish it if they want to move on to the finals. Lebarski gets blocked by Green. And that'll be a point for them, and it's set point, match point. These are 1-set matches, so they score another point. They're going to move on to the finals. Bump, set. Devine with a soft tip over, and for just at least one more serve, Lebarski and Devine will prevent a semifinal loss. Emily DeGeorge, Hannah Green on this near side, 1 point away from victory. Denise Devine, Lauren Lebarski on the far side, down by 9. Lebarski, Devine, Lebarski over, one-handed punch by DeGeorge, but it went too far behind for Green to recover, and that'll give Lebarski and Devine another point. It's a 14-6 game, back to an 8-point game. And they'll switch, so now Devine and Lebarski come to this near side. DeGeorge and Green will go to the far side. So the semifinals in the women's double bracket. Hit over there, bump, set, and spiked by DeGeorge. Kick, attempt by Lebarski, but goes out of bounds. And so now set and match point return to DeGeorge and Green with the opportunity to go to the women's doubles finals. 15's the goal. They have 14. They lead by 8. Soft serve there. Bump, set. Lebarski with the spike. Punch up, and it lands over the head of DeGeorge and Green. So the win again delayed by at least one more serve on the opposition. Denise Devine to serve. Bump. Set. Spike into the net. No good. And now it's 14-7. Bump, set there, and a tip over into the net, and that's 3 consecutive points now for Lebarski and Devine. So now it's 14-8. 15's the goal. DeGeorge and Green are 1 point away, but Lebarski and Devine making that tougher now. Bump, set up, and a hit over there and a kill. Tipped off Lebarski, couldn't get proper control of it, and now possession will change back over, and set and match point once again returned to DeGeorge and Green. 14-8's the score. Bump. Set up. And a hit over. Lebarski keeps it alive one more time. And for the third consecutive time, Lebarski and Devine avoid that set match point. And we'll get to serve it again. They're down 6. Bump. Set up. Spike and a tip by Devine. No good, though. Lands on her own side. DeGeorge with the recorded kill. And for the fourth time now, it's set match point for DeGeorge and Green. Sent over. Bump. Set up. And a hit. Lebarski. Excuse me, that was Devine. They hit it over. Nice dig out by the Devine. Lebarski with the set and a spike and a kill. Oh, my goodness. It's impressive indeed. Lebarski and Devine for the fourth time avoid that match point, and we'll get to serve again. Here's Devine from the corner. Bump up. Set. Spike. Dug out well there by Devine. Keeps it alive. Keeps the volley going. Spike there, and the dig unsuccessful by Devine that time. Kill by Green, and now for the fifth time, match point.
Hey guys, everybody's in playoffs right now. Please update your scores, winners, so we can sort of keep track of where things are at.
Lebarski high in the air. Devine high and further into the net. Soft serve over there. Played well behind by DeGeorge to Green. Back to DeGeorge. Sends it over softly. Devine to Lebarski. Devine couldn't reach up over, though. That was Green who sent it over. Gets the kill. And DeGeorge and Green get to 15 first. Match set. The semifinals end with Emily DeGeorge and Hannah Green winning 15-8 and moving on from the semifinals to the finals in the women's doubles tournament. And they're going to go on to face the winner of McMaster Perry and Carr and Hoppy. Stay tuned for that. This is BPTV. You're watching the Pittsburgh Grass Volleyball Tournament. Right now we're doing doubles for men's and women's on this broadcast today on BPTV. We've made it. It's the finals. Well, Hoppy just got a point there. They're starting right away. This is the championship match for the women's doubles in the pro division. And there's no score. But an upset happened in the semifinals. The number 1 seed lost 15-4. Bump set and a spike by DeGeorge. And possession will change back again, so as you may have just heard, DeGeorge and Green are the first time, this is their first time in a championship. Carr and Hoppy, this is they're making another appearance here in the championship. DeGeorge and Green, number 3 seeds coming in. Carr and Hoppy, the number 4 seed. This is the 3 seed and the 4 seed. Carr and Hoppy, though, they upset the number 1 seed in the semifinals. McMaster and Perry only scored 4 points. 15-4 was the final of that game, and that one touched the net. You got to get it over the net cleanly. You can't touch the net at all on a serve. If you do, possession changes. Hoppy sends it over, bump, set, and a tip over there, and a kill. Still no score, so this championship is a match, best of 3 sets. 2 sets to 11, and the third, if necessary, set to go to 7. And now here's Green. Bump. Set up by Hoppy. Carr with the spike and a kill. Possession changes again. Natalie Carr, Isabel Hoppy on this near side. Here on the far side, that's Emily DeGeorge and Hannah Green. They do switch intermittently every 3 to 5 points. So you may see that. I'll keep you informed on who's who. Carr tries to serve it, but hits it into the net. No good. Possession changes. No points yet so far. This is set 1 of 3. And this first set to 11 points. DeGeorge sends it over. Bump. Set by Carr. Spike by Hoppy, but is blocked at the net by Green. And the first point of the match is scored by the higher seed. It's 1-0. Green and DeGeorge are in the lead. And now it's DeGeorge. Sends it over. Bump. Set up. Carr tries to spike, but a reach over there. Well done by Green, who blocked it and sent it back over. And gets her team another point. Now it's 2-0 in this first set. DeGeorge gets it over. Bump. Set. Carr with the spike. Hit up there, though, by DeGeorge, DeGreen, and DeGeorge again tries to spike it, but it's blocked at the net by Hoppy. And possession will change back over. You must be the serving team to get a point. Makes these games a little bit more challenging. But those are the circumstances, and now it's Hoppy who's going to serve it from slightly right of the end line. Bump up. Set, and Green gets it over and gets the kill. And gets her team the serving possession back. Green now from the middle. Steps and goes. Just over the net. Well done. Bump. Set. Hoppy with the spike. Green gets it up back there, though. Set up and a soft set over. Bump. Set. And a hit over the head of Green, and it lands on that side, so possession will change back again. Hoppy and Carr have yet to score a point. Carr's going to serve it now from that far side corner. It's over. Bump up by Green. Set by DeGeorge. Green spikes it. Failed dig by Carr there. That'll land, and possession will change once again. Serve goes over to DeGeorge and Green. And DeGeorge is going to serve it from this near side corner on their side of the court. Still 2-0 in this first set of 3. Bump, set, Carr, spikes. Bump up there, DeGeorge couldn't handle it. And it goes out of bounds. Possession will change once again. Hoppy grabs the ball from the corner, takes it back to the middle. This is the finals of the women's doubles bracket. 3-seeded DeGeorge and Green against the 4-seeded Carr. Wow. Well, that came right at us. That's 3D for us. So right over a laptop we have here, but no point scored there. Possession just changes. Bump, sets. Head up into the air. DeGeorge tries to play it. Hits it up. Set by Green. And a kill there. And that's point number 3 for DeGeorge and Green. They're the number 3 seed. Carr and Hoppy, they're the 4 seed. This is the finals. It's a best-of-3 match. First 2 sets to 11 and a third set if necessary to 7. Green with the serve. Bump. Set. Carr gets ready and spikes it over. Hits the line. That'll be called inbounds. Serve will change over to Hoppy and Carr. Action-packed first set between these two championship teams. Bump. Set. Green ready. Softly hits it over. Hoppy, Carr, and a stiff arm bump over the net by Green, and possession will switch sides with that winning volley by DeGeorge and Green. Still 3-0 in this first set. DeGeorge and Green are the leaders. Bump, set, spike, and it's inbounds. Well, possession will once again turn over. Natalie Carr, Isabel Hoppy are the two on this near side. Emily DeGeorge, Hannah Green are on the far side right now. They're the higher seed. Carr and Hoppy, the 4 seed. This is the championship. Here's Hoppy. Green, DeGeorge. Green with a hard spike. Bumped up there well by Hoppy. Carr sends it back over, and it's hit firmly over. Green, DeGeorge. Green with a spike, but a block by Hoppy. And that will give Hoppy and Carr their first point. It's 3-1 in this first set. The goal of this first set is 11. It's a best-of-3 match. And Hoppy will, well, she set up to serve. Now they're going to decide to switch sides. They switch every 3 to 5 points, just depending. Get a little break in and get the opportunity to play both sides of the court pretty evenly throughout the match and each set. Hoppy gets it over. DeGeorge, Green, and DeGeorge with a firm spike and a kill. Possession will change back over. It's a 2-point set. To start this finals match. It's the Pittsburgh Grass Volleyball Tournament you're watching on BPTV. I'm Nicholas Callis, Linda Kroll here running camera. And this is the women's doubles final. Hit over by Green, bump, set up, and a spike. Nice bump over there, nice attempt, and hit off the net. That was well done. DeGeorge kept that alive and hit off the net, and Green alertly kept playing it. The volley continues, but a nice job there as well by Carr and Hoppy to keep that one in the air, and a firm send over by Carr will yield them possession. Still 3-1. DeGeorge and Green are in the lead. Bump, set, and spike. Just out of bounds. And that'll give Carr and Hoppy their second point. It's a game within a point right now. DeGeorge and Green in their first championship game in the Pittsburgh Grass Volleyball Tournament. Off the top of the net by Green, and it hits the ground unscathed, other than the net. And possession will turn back over. 3-2 is the score in favor of Green and DeGeorge. DeGeorge on this near side corner gets ready to serve it. Gets it over, hit the net. Can't do that. Serves cannot hit the net. Possession changes with that violation. And now it's going to be Hoppy who serves it from that far corner on her side. Running start, jump, and that's out of bounds. And so possession will change back over quickly. Hannah Green gets ready to serve from the middle. Dig out there, and it'll go over the net. DeGeorge, and a hit over, attempted kill by Hannah Green, and she gets it. That will land inbounds on that corner on the far side there on the right. That's another point for DeGeorge and Green. It's 4-2 now. They lead this first set. It's a best-of-3 match. 2-11. The third one, if needed, to 7. Bump set by Hoppy, and just a light touch by Carr up against the net. Got around Green, and they win that volley. They'll get possession. Still 4-2, though. Green and DeGeorge, the number 3 seed, the higher seed, leading by 2 in this first set. Hoppy and Carr, the number 4 seed. Firmly over the net, bump set by DeGeorge, close to the net, and a tip over by Green, and it hits the ground. It's a kill. DeGeorge and Green will get possession back, still up 4-2. The goal is 11 in this first and second set. Bump. Set up. Spike by Carr, and that is inbounds. Possession will change back over. That's what makes some of these games difficult is you must serve to get a point. So a lot of these rallies can go back and forth because these teams are both so good. It's hard to win consecutively. Hoppy got the serve and got an ace. Hannah Green couldn't dig it out. Now it's 4-3. It's a 1-point game. DeGeorge and Green still leading, but their lead is diminished right now to just a 1-point lead. Served by Hoppy. Bump. Set by DeGeorge. Green gets ready and firmly hits it over. Bump. Set. Here's Carr. Spike. Attempted block there by Green, but it goes over her hands after a light tip and lands inbounds. That ties the game at 4, and with that point, the two teams will switch around. 4-4 tie right now in the first set. The goal's 11 in the first two sets. And here's Isabel Hoppy. She'll serve from this near side corner. Over the net, DeGeorge. Green, DeGeorge. Spikes it and gets the kill. That stops the brief rally there by Hoppy and Carr, and DeGeorge and Green will get possession back. They haven't scored in a little while. They started this set up 3-0. Been tied back up 4-4. This is the championship in women's doubles. It's a match with 3 sets for the championship. Bump. Set by Carr. Hoppy with a nice touch over the net, and it hits just inside, inbounds on the near sideline, and they'll get possession back quickly. Here's Natalie Carr. The 1 and 2 seeds were upset throughout this tournament bracket. Nice dig out there. Here's DeGeorge off the net and down for the kill. Possession will change back. Now DeGeorge getting ready to serve. The number 2 seed got bounced in the first round. The number 1 seed lost in the semifinals to Carr and Hoppy. Bump set. Here's Green with a spike, and looked like Carr might have lost it in the sun there, and high velocity, couldn't handle it. Just hit off her hands and went awry. So DeGeorge and Green will get a point. They're back in the lead. It's 5-4 in this first set. Serve over. Bump by Carr. Set up by Hoppy, and a spike and a kill right into the face of Emily DeGeorge. Hoppy and Carr get possession back, and it's going to be Hoppy who gets the serve here. Serves it over with one hand. Bump. Set. DeGeorge ready. Spikes it. Played well by Hoppy. Carr right at the net. Bumps it. And a spike and a kill for Hoppy. Well done there by Isabel Hoppy. Since they served, they get a point, and they've knotted it back up. 5-5. Bump. Set. Spike by DeGeorge. Well done. Trying to bump it back up, dig it out. I was Hoppy that tried to dig it back out, but it went out of bounds. No good. And that'll change possession. DeGeorge and Green will get possession now. Hannah Green ready to serve. She'll hit it over the middle. 1, 2, spike ready. Carr with a strong one, and it lands for the kill. Possession changes back. Natalie Carr ready. Serves. Green with the bump. Set by DeGeorge. Spike and a block by Hoppy. He's been all over the net tonight. And now it's 6-5. First lead of the set for Carr and Hoppy. The 4 seed entering this championship. Bump by Green, set by DeGeorge. Green with a soft touch, and it went over the net. Inbounds, possession will change back. Still a 6-5 game right now. First set to 11. First two sets will be to 11, and a third, if necessary, will go to 7 in this match for the championship in the women's doubles of Pittsburgh grass volleyball. Bump up, set by Hoppy. Carr with a light touch, and well done there, well executed by Natalie Carr, and they'll get possession back again. Still 6-5, Hoppy and Carr in the lead. Hoppy's the one that's going to serve from this near side. Bump up, set, spiked by DeGeorge, and it's off the hands of Hoppy, goes well out of bounds. And so DeGeorge and Green will get the possession back. They're down by a point. Hannah Green ready to serve. Bump. Set up. And a spike. And Hoppy sends it down, gets the kill, and gets possession back for her pair. This is the women's doubles final. Possession's going back and forth here recently in these last couple of rallies. Bump, set, Green. Sends it over the heads of both Hoppy and Carr. So Green and DeGeorge get possession back once again. They're down a point in this first set at 6-5. Carr and Hoppy are the leaders. DeGeorge to serve. Bump. Set. Carr ready. Spikes it, but a block by Hannah Green. And that block gets DeGeorge and Green the equalizing point. It's 6-6. Each team needs 5 more points to win this first set of the championship. Send over there by DeGeorge. Bump. Set up by Hoppy, and attempted kill there. Goes out of bounds.
Great court awareness there from DeGeorge, knowing where she is.
So they let that ball go out of bounds. And they should get another point. Now it's 7-6. DeGeorge ready. Bump. Set. Carr with a spike, and it lands for the kill.
Gets the side out.
Hoppy with the serve. Bump, set. Spike, and a kill. Hannah Green gets the kill. Hannah Green ready to serve. Bump. Set up. Hoppy ready. Spikes. Dig out there well, though, by DeGeorge. Rally again, and another bump up by Hannah Green. Well done to keep that one alive. Sent over. Hoppy keeps it alive. Bump, set, spike. Another well done dig out there by Hannah Green, but only for a moment because Hoppy slams it down and gets the kill. Still a 1-point game. Right now the scoreboard shows Hoppy and Carr leading. Bump up there. Set. Spike and a kill. So possession back to George and Green. George is going to serve this one. DeGeorge with the serve. Dug out, and it played off the net. It was a good effort for a moment there as Carr runs into the net. Good effort there by Hoppy and Carr. I correct myself. The scoreboard was on the wrong side. It is DeGeorge and Green who are leading 8-6. So my apologies there. Dig out, set, Carr ready. Soft tip over, and it lands around the line.
Just missed down the line.
It'll be out of bounds.
Extends that lead to 9-6 here in the first set of this women's
So
open.
DeGeorge and Green will get another point.
Going
They're up
to
9-6.
19
Game's to 11.
on the line here.
Bump,
Cross court against
set,
Carr.
spike, and a block
Green is
at the net by Hannah Green.
into the angle again.
And that'll give that pair their 10th point. Green and DeGeorge are 1 point away from winning the first set of this match. And being one match win closer, one set win closer
Possible set point.
to $1,900. That's the prize for winning this women's doubles tournament. So just added incentive, a little bit of cash, a little money. Set point. DeGeorge ready to serve for her team. It's the net. And that'll send possession back over to Hoppy and Carr. Here's Isabel Hoppy.
Hoppy back to serve.
Sends it over.
Trying to battle back.
Dug out.
Great
Set
serve.
by DeGeorge. Green recovers and sends it over.
Deep into the seam.
Bump. Set.
Hoppy with a
Spike.
good transition.
Hit.
Gets
And a
it.
kill. Hit the ground, and
Makes it 7-10.
Hoppy and Carr get one step closer to a win of their own. They're down by 3, though. It's 10-7. Hoppy ready. Gets it over. Bump. Set up.
Serve goes to DeGeorge.
Spike by DeGeorge, or rather, tip hit up. Looked like it went off the hands of Carr as well. By the way, it was inbounds, too. So DeGeorge and Green will get possession back, and they will regain the opportunity for a set point. Game to 11, set to 11, and right now it's 10-7. DeGeorge and Green are leading. Hannah Green with the serve. Bump by Carr. It's awry in the air. A little bit higher, as I meant to say. That one hit over. Bump, set, and a spike there. Played by Hoppy well. Bump, set, spike, and it stays in.
Puts it away down the middle.
Hoppy and Carr get a kill, and they'll get possession back, avoiding a set point for the second time in this set. Goals 11, and DeGeorge and Green 1 point away, but not in control. They can't get a point unless they're serving, and right now they're not. Here's Carr.
Hardest
Bump.
serve goes to Green. Tight.
And not set up well enough. Hoppy was there to jump up and just make sure it landed in front of the net. DeGeorge and Green were not able to play that one. It lands. Kill recorded. And now it's a 2-point game, 10-8. Carr and Hoppy still trailing.
Goes deep to Green.
Green, DeGeorge. And that is going to stay in bounds. Just stayed in on that far sideline. Hoppy couldn't play it.
Dropping Hoppy.
And for the third time now in this set, DeGeorge and Green have the opportunity to win a set. This is set point. DeGeorge will serve from the middle.
DeGeorge
Bump.
into the seam to Hoppy.
Set.
Goes behind.
Hoppy with a spike. Bump.
Angle. DeGeorge is
Set there by Green. A spike by DeGeorge, but a block
with the block.
by Isabel Hoppy.
Ending this game again.
And for the third time, Hoppy and Carr avoid losing on that set point. They'll get the opportunity to serve again. They're down 2. Off the net, tipped off the net. Serve violation, and possession will change once again. And for the 4th time now, it is set point for DeGeorge and Green. Green looked like she's going to serve. Blocking start.
Tough throw
Bump.
from Hoppy.
Set. Hoppy with the stuffed hit over. Dug out well by DeGeorge. DeGeorge tries for the finish and
Reached that one.
gets it.
Game one.
Hoppy jumped, couldn't quite reach it. Ball lands, kill recorded, and 11th point recorded
Too short.
by DeGeorge and Green. They win set 1 by an 11-8 final. Set 2 is coming up next after these two teams take a break. This is the doubles women's finals of the 2024 Pittsburgh Grass Volleyball Tournament. The prize, $1,900. Whoever wins this women's doubles tournament will get that money, and this is the finals. So these two teams with that opportunity, and they've started this second set with a Carr and Hoppy kill. And they'll get the serve coming up here. On the far side right now, Natalie Carr, Isabel Hoppy. They were the number 4 seed coming into this championship. They lead 1-0, facing Emily DeGeorge and Hannah Green, the number 3 seed. DeGeorge and Green won the first set. There'll be 3 sets as that one goes out of bounds. 2 points now for Hoppy and Carr. DeGeorge and Green started 3-0 in that first set, and now Hoppy and Carr have a 2-0 lead to start this second set. Bump, set, and a soft hit over, and it lands. So DeGeorge and Green will get their first opportunity to serve with that winning volley. It's a best-of-3 match, so there'll be 3 sets, first 2 to 11. So this set being the second will go to 11 as well, and then the third and final set, if necessary, would be a 7-point goal. DeGeorge ready, over, tipped off Hoppy, and tipped off her fingertips and goes, hits the ground. And DeGeorge and Green get their first point, 2-1 now. This is the first time DeGeorge and Green are in a championship. Carr and Hoppy are very familiar with this situation. They've been around these finals games for a little while. Carr with a bump. Hoppy with a set. Carr hits it over firmly, and it lands on that far sideline just by it, as a matter of fact, but clearly inbounds. Possession will switch over. You must be the serving team to get a point in these games. Got to be good enough to win multiple volleys. That one off the fists of Hannah Green goes out of bounds. And Hoppy and Carr will get their third point of this second set. Hoppy and Carr must win to stay alive and force a third set. Into the net. Failed serve. Violation. That'll go back over to Green and to George now. You're watching the 2024 Pittsburgh Grass Volleyball Tournament on BPTV. These games today are doubles for men's and women's, and right now you're watching the women's doubles championship match. Green with the serve. Bump. Set by Carr. And a soft attempt at a kill. A diving attempt by DeGeorge. She could not dig it out. Ball lands and another point for Carr and Hoppy. Now there's Hoppy with a send-over. Bump. Set up by DeGeorge. Green ready. Spikes it. Bumped up well. Set by Carr. Hoppy softly hits it over, and it lands. And another point for Hoppy and Carr. Scoreboard displays 4-1 right now. Hoppy comes to the near corner and gets ready to serve. There it is, bump. And a soft hit over. Played well, though, by Hoppy. Keeps it up. And Hoppy with a sharp spike and a kill. 5-1's the score. Hoppy and Carr are well in the lead in this second set. The goal's 11. If it comes to a third set, that will be to 7. But it's a best-of-3 match. Bump. And it went backwards. Green hit it backwards. DeGeorge was unable to play it. And another kill. 3 consecutive points for Hoppy and Carr. It's now 6-1. They're in the lead, and that serve by Hoppy into the net ends that streak of 3 points. Ball sent back over, and Green and DeGeorge will have the opportunity to serve again for the first time in a little while. DeGeorge from the middle. Dug out there, set. And a firm hit over by Hoppy into the hands of Hannah Green, who couldn't get control of that one. So easy come, easy go to go back to Carr and Hoppy. They'll get the opportunity to serve now with Natalie Carr on that far side corner. Bump. And George with a spike in just takes the opportunity to kill that one right away. They get possession back. Alternating possessions here. 6-1 lead, though, for Carr and Hoppy in this second set. DeGeorge and Green won the first set. It's a best-of-3 match. Winner gets $1,900. So incentive to win that prize as well. Cold hard cash. Carr with a spike off the hands of Green. Played it well. She tipped it. And DeGeorge set up well. Hoppy saves it, though. Only briefly, though. It was Carr. Couldn't run over and get it. That ball lands and a point awarded to DeGeorge and Green. We now trail 6-2. It's a 4-point game in the second set. Bump. Set. And a spike and a kill for Hoppy. So possession changes back over. Still 6-2. Hoppy and Carr leading 6-2 in this second set. But DeGeorge and Green leading the match. 1-0. Hoppy from the far corner. Overhand tip. Set up. Hit over Carr, but dug out well just briefly by Hoppy. But Carr couldn't recover well. And that ball will land. DeGeorge and Green will serve again. Still 6-2 is the score. Set over there. Bump. Set. Carr spikes, and it's blocked by Hannah Green at the net. And now it's 6-3. That's the score. DeGeorge and Green have cut the lead in half at 6-3 in the second set. They trail, but still in possession. DeGeorge ready. Right-handed serve, hit off the net, and possession lost on the serve violation. Now to go back over to Natalie Carr. Serves it over. Bump. DeGeorge. Green softly sends it over. One-handed bump up, but then a spike and a kill by Hannah Green. It was a valiant effort to keep that rally alive, but then Green shut it down, and possession will change back over. There's Hannah Green. She serves right hand. Into the net. Violation. Possession changes.
Gives the side out back to Hoppy.
Now there's Hoppy with the serve. Bump. Set. And a spike by Hannah Green. And the kill. DeGeorge ready to serve. Them in possession. They are in possession again. DeGeorge ready. It's 6-3. Bump. Set. Carr with the spike and a kill. Possession will go back over. Sun setting here at the South Park Fairgrounds. It was sunny and 88 earlier in the day. Now it's starting to darken here with that sun going over the hill. Bump. Set. Green tries to send it over softly, but hits it into the net. That'll give Hoppy and Carr another point.
That makes it 7-3.
So now it's 7-3. Goals 11 in this second set. Bump. Set. DeGeorge with a spike off the hands of Carr, and it goes backwards. Possession lost by Carr and Hoppy. It'll go back the other way. Hannah Green ready to serve it. Bump. Set. Well done. Hoppy's got to send it over. She does. DeGeorge plays it. Hannah Green Emily DeGeorge ready. Soft attempt at a send over, but it hits the net and lands on her own side. So now Hoppy will serve it from that far corner. Off the net, tipped off the net, and that'll be a serving violation. This is the championship of the women's doubles tournament. The 3-seeded DeGeorge and Green are going up. They're on the near side right now. They're going up against Carr and Hoppy, the number 4 seed. They're on the far side right now. Carr with a spike, but a nice tip and an attempted dig out by DeGeorge. But it landed before Green could get there to play it, so possession will change back over. Still a 7-3 score. Carr and Hoppy in the lead, and that's Carr going to serve it now from that near side corner. Bump. Set. DeGeorge ready. Just a light tip over, and Carr slips as she tried to readjust and play that one. So possession will shift over again. No point awarded. You got to serve to get a point in these games. Hannah Green. Bump. Set. And a spike.
Big swing requested, big swing received.
And Isabel Hoppy gets the kill. And possession will change back once again. Still a 7-3 game. It's a set to 11. This is the second set. DeGeorge and Green won the first set. So if they win this set, they'll win the game, or they'll win the match. If Hoppy and Carr maintain the lead and win, they'll force a third set, which will go to 7 points. DeGeorge and Green won that last rally there, though, so DeGeorge going to take it now. Emily DeGeorge to serve. If they come back and win, they'll be champions and sweep the match. Bump, set, spike by Hoppy, or a firm hit over, and a attempted rally there. A little grunt was me trying to hit the ball back from our table here in this corner. But DeGeorge and Green couldn't keep that one alive, so it goes back over. Natalie Carr ready. Bump by Green, set by DeGeorge. Green tips it off the net, but it's kept alive by Carr. Sent back over. There's DeGeorge to Green in the corner by the net. Played though by Hoppy, kept it alive, and Hoppy spikes and gets the kill. Oh man.
Fires up her team, fires up the crowd. Great play.
8-3 is the score. It's a 5-point game. Carr and Hoppy in the lead, and they continue to serve. There's Carr. Bump. Green. DeGeorge. Off the hands of Carr. Goes back out of bounds. And so Carr and Hoppy will lose possession. It's Emily DeGeorge who will take the ball up for just a second, but they determine Hannah Green. It's her turn to serve. Hannah Green ready. Right-handed serve. Bump up by Hoppy. Set and a spike and a kill. Hoppy with a solid kill there, and they'll get possession back. They're up by 5 points. The goal is 11. Hoppy and Carr right now have 8 points. Hoppy ready to serve. This set to 11. Hoppy and Carr, if they maintain the lead, could even the match and force a third set. Bump. Set by DeGeorge. Spike. And a kill. So well done there by Green. DeGeorge ready to serve now. And a short serve right into the net. So possession will change back over.
Momentum with Hoppy and Carr right now, and that can change in an instant.
Carr serves. Bump by Green. Set by DeGeorge. And spike by Green off the hands
of Carr for kill.
Of Natalie Carr. Goes out of bounds. That'll be a kill. Hannah Green ready to serve again. 8-4 is the score. Green and DeGeorge have possession.
Green
Out of
goes
bounds.
deep and misses the corner.
Possession changes back over once again. So I thought it was 8-4. The scoreboard displaying 8-3 right now. Still in favor of Carr and Hoppy. Serve over there, out of bounds.
Green watches it go wide.
And so possession will change back once again.
Serve, try to battle back here in set 2. $1,900 on the line.
Emily DeGeorge
Final.
will serve it now from this near side corner. Bump. Set.
Serve to
Well done. They stayed low and kept the ball in the air. One-handed save there by DeGeorge. Green with the set and a tip over and a hit and a kill for Emily DeGeorge. Well done there. And with that, they will switch sides. 8-4 is now the listed score on the scoreboard.
for the switch here in game 2.
And so now these
Green and
teams will switch.
set 1. Hoppy and Carr battling back.
Hoppy and Carr on this near side now. DeGeorge
4 serving 8.
and Green are on the far side. Bump.
Goes to Hoppy.
Set up and a spike and a block there by Hannah Green. And they get another point. They're within 3 now. It's 8-5 in this second set. The goal's 11. It's 8-5. Carr and Hoppy on this near side. The team leading right now. The second set, again, the goal's 11. Bump set
Got that one tight.
and a soft serve over there by Hoppy to get her team possession back. The first set was won by DeGeorge and Green. So if Hoppy and Carr want a chance to win, they've got to win both of these next sets. DeGeorge and Green, as of now, 1-1 away from winning the $1,900 prize. This is the championship match.
Carr
Bump.
serves.
Set by Green. DeGeorge spikes it.
Middle of Hoppy
Hoppy
there.
plays it well.
Hoppy with a chance in transition.
And we'll send it back over. A nice block there by Green
Finds the
to
net.
keep it on the opposition side.
For Hoppy.
And Hoppy couldn't play it successfully. And goes out of bounds. And now it goes back to DeGeorge and Green. Green going to serve from the middle.
Green starting to make her presence felt up at the net.
Bump.
Great serve to Hoppy.
And Hoppy
Chase it down.
bumped it up there. It was Carr who tried to dive and get that one. And she's laughing down on the ground now as she
Green and DeGeorge
almost ran into that wall that
close the gap here.
creates
Work
the
their way
boundary
back
for
to
the
set
championship
2.
court in the middle here. And Green and DeGeorge are starting to crawl back. It's 8-6 in this second set. Green with the serve off the net, and possession changes. Natalie Carr, Isabel Hoppy, they're the number 4 seed coming into this championship. Emily DeGeorge, Hannah Green, the 3 seed in this tournament bracket. Green hits it over into empty space and gets the kill.
Down the line.
So after one serve, Hoppy and Carr relinquish possession. And it's DeGeorge and Green who will serve once again. DeGeorge and Green still down by 2 in this second set. Bump into the net, and Hoppy couldn't play it. It's just out of her reach. And another point added to the total of DeGeorge and Green, who are now within 1 point of Carr and Hoppy. It's 8-7 in this second set. Bump, set up, spike, and a kill on that near side corner. Possession changes back over. Got to be the serving team to get the point. Hoppy and Carr haven't scored in a little while here, but they still maintain the lead. It's 8-7. The goal's 11. They're 3 away from winning the second set and forcing a third one. DeGeorge and Green won the first set of this match. Set up, and a spike tried to be played there. Just put her hands up, did Carr, but couldn't make a play on the ball, so DeGeorge and Green will get to serve here. Still down 8-7. $1,900 on the line. The winner of the championship
Serve.
gets that money.
Trying to tie things up, get the switch.
Hannah Green to serve.
Deep serve.
Bump by Carr. Set up by Hoppy. Carr softly tipped over the net. Well done. Kill recorded. And possession comes back to this side. Hoppy walks back ready to serve. So you got 40 volleyball nets all across the South Park Fairgrounds, but only one team comes out a winner of these tournaments, and they play in the center here. That's what these two teams are doing now. Bump, set. Hoppy hits it over the head of Green, out of the reach of DeGeorge. And for the first time in quite a while, Hoppy and Carr have scored, and now they're 2 points away from a second set win and the forcing of a third set to be played in this women's doubles championship. This is the Pittsburgh Grass Volleyball Tournament. You're watching on Bethel Park Public Access Television. Hoppy ready. Green bumps it up. DeGeorge runs to get it, and Green sends it back over. And it was Carr who tried to reach up and tip that one, but it was hit in an awkward direction and falls to the ground. So possession will change, but it's a 9-7 score. 2-point lead now for Hoppy and Carr. Emily DeGeorge to serve. Bump. Set. And a block by Hannah Green as Hoppy tried to get the kill. Up on the net, Green with another block, and that will tally another point to Green and DeGeorge. It's back to a 1-point game. 9-8's the score. The goal's 11 in this second set. DeGeorge sends it over. Bump. Set up. And a soft hit. Dug out well by DeGeorge. Lifted back up by Green, and they send it back over. Carr, Hoppy. Carr again tried to tip it over, but Green blocked it and sent it back for the equalizing point. And now everybody freezes because the announcer and the officials said something. And now they're having a quick discussion. The ball landed on the far side, and it looks like the point will stand. It's a 9-9 game. Nine score. Game's to 11 in this second set. DeGeorge have come back. DeGeorge and Green have come back. If they win the championship. They already won the first set. And another block by Hannah Green. They've come all the way back. They were trailing a few times in this set, but they've come back, and this is match point here. It's 10-9. DeGeorge ready to serve it. Bump. Set. And a tip over. Hannah Green with the winning kill. Set point had. Match point achieved. And with that, in 2 sets, Hannah Green and Emily DeGeorge win the women's doubles in the Pittsburgh Grass Volleyball Tournament.